All right, Shalom. Giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rabakah HaKodash. Double honors to all the apostles, great millstone who do rule well. Peace, love, and blessings to the brothers on highways and byways, giving all diligence to make your calling and election sure. And also blessings to the very few sisters out there listening, learning, and believing. I'm that fellow Abe Kanakla coming at you once again with another lesson, Lord's will, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, Shai's lessons edifying, also exhorting. And this will just be End Time Prophecy Watch. End Time Prophecy Watch. The Most High is, he's turning this thing up. It's moving fast. Is clear indicator that we are in the last days. All right. And this prophecy here, as you can see, the Middle East. The brother Ariel sent this morning. The Middle East entered the dragon. All right, joint military exercise with Egypt, followed by a military cargo plane landing in Beirut, Lebanon airport. The Chinese PLA enters the Middle East. So China enters the Middle East. And that's basically where World War III will take off. Okay, in the Middle East. So China to enter the Middle East, and the brother Ash, he posted a source behind that, all right? Israel concerned after China military aircraft lands in Upper Egypt. Right, Israel reportedly concerned after a Chinese early warning aircraft landed in Egypt's Beni Suef military airport, Israeli media reported. Okay, so you see that picture, which was beautiful illustration. China entered the East, man. All right, so this is beautiful. So call halal Yahweh Shemi Shai. And let's get some scriptures, man. Because all it takes is one. One. That's it. So let's get right to the point. Revelation 11, verse 12, verse 14. It says the second woe is past. All right, meaning the Second World War. All right. Because you think of woe is like distress, misery. And that's what war brings. Hell, distress. No one is really happy to go to war. All right. Because war is, they say that war is the closest thing to hell on earth. All right. That's what they say. The second war was past. So the Second World War, he said, World War I, World War II. It says, behold, the third woe cometh quickly. And here it is. We were at the doors of the Third World War. China enters into the Middle East. All right. Let's get this in Zephaniah 3, verse 8. It says, therefore wait ye upon me, saith Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, until the day that I rise up to the prey. Who is the prey? The prey are the other nations. Okay? It says, for my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms. All right? So the Lord say, my determination is to gather the nations. And where's the Lord going to gather them? Right over in the Middle East. All right? So, like Elder Tahar been saying, he said something's going to happen. And it's beautiful. Look, right here. This green part. All right? He says something's going to happen to where these nations are going to send their troops down in this area right here. All right? The Saudi Arabia area, right here by Iran, so on and so forth. This is where World War III is going to kick off. So, China has now entered the Middle East. So, that's the Lord, man. It says, for my determination is to gather the nations, so where he's gathering them in the Middle East, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them my indignation. Because when Yahushua returns on those ships, all right, he's going to gather the nations, pursuing to 2nd Ezra's, the 13th chapter, and they're going to stop fighting each other. And basically, as Ronald Reagan said, put their differences aside and come together to face that foreign enemy, roughly paraphrasing. So Yahushua is literally gathering them over in the Middle East. So when he returns with that ship, that huge UFO, He's going to completely zap them into powder, man. All right? He's going to zap them into powder. The lasers from the chariots, from the U.S. so-called UFOs, okay? It says, to pour upon them my indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. So the Lord is coming with fire himself, and that third world war is going to be shot by the way of missiles. Okay? So matter of fact, I'm going to have to get that. This is why China has entered the Middle East. Once again, even if they go back, the point is they done stepped foot. They've broken that barrier, so to say. All right? Which is all Bible prophecy. 2nd Esdras 13. Yep, 2nd Esdras 13 from the top. It says, and it came to pass after 7 days I dreamed. They dreamed by night. So this is a vision that Ezra saw. And lo, there rose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the ways thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. Now we got the Gospels, all right, that support what Ezra is saying here. When you shall see the Son of Man coming with the armies of heaven, roughly paraphrasing, okay? So Yahushua is coming with his angels that wax strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. That's why the scriptures describe it as a cloud, all right? Because a cloud hovers over the planet Earth in the skies, okay? Which is why, the cloud comes and it, blocks out the sun. It shades. So that's just how example of why in the scriptures it say he cometh with clouds. Revelation, the 1st chapter. Okay? So they're going to be under them. He's going to hover over them, cloud them with that ship. It says, and whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, meaning out of the mouth of the ship, the opening of the ship, it says, and all they that burnt heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it feeleth the fire. And after that we beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. The sea, representation of the waters, all right, the heavens, Mayam, the heavens. It says, but behold, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it. Okay? And flew upon it. That's how big that ship was. All right? It looked like he was flying like he was flying on a big mountain. It says, but I would have seen the region, a place where the hill was graven, and I could not. Why? Because it wasn't the actual mountain. It didn't come from the earth. It's what they call a so-called alien invasion. It says, and after this I beheld, and lo, all they that which were gathered together to subdue him were so afraid, and yet durst fight. So they're going to be afraid over there in the Middle East when you see Yahushua come with that ship. And he's just going, like he's doing now, he's gathering them over there, and he's just going to zap them. All right, let's see what Russia just said recently right here. Do I got it? No, I don't have it on there. Let's go back. Just send it in this. Kremlin says Russia ready for mass mobilization like in World War II at any moment. Okay? Russia can mobilize for war on a scale comparable to the Soviet Union during World War II if necessary. Remember, the Second World was past. We just opened up in Revelation, the 9th chapter. The Second World was past. So they say we can do it like World War II. So It is World War III. All right. If a great country needs to stand up, it will stand up at any moment. No one can have any doubts. All right. Now just leave that there. He claimed that millions of Russians are already assisting military effort against Ukraine by collecting aid. So you get the point. But Russia say they ready for mobilization. So what? They're gonna be sent over there in the Middle East too. Okay. So back in the vision. So while they're over there in the Middle East fighting, Yahushua gonna come right in the thick of it. Okay. It says, but only I saw, verse 9, it's like it. 2 Esdras 13:9, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. Only I saw he sent out of his mouth, as had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, Slakia, and a great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which were prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was perceived, but only dust and the smell of smoke. Then, when I saw this, I was afraid. So Russia ready to mobilize. They're going to send their troops. China has entered the Middle East. Of course, you know America going to be over there. So it's going to go down, man. Okay? But that's the plans of Yahweh Shem Shai. So, really, China has entered the Middle East. This is all Bible prophecy. So call hello Yahweh